Why, hello. How are you guys doing? I know it's been like a week and a half since I posted a video on this channel, but I have a good reason. I had some personal stuff pop up and I wasn't able to make any videos for the last week or so. But I thought today, you know what, I'll make a little bit of a longer video for you guys, just to compensate, I guess. And I recently finished watching season 4 of The Boys. So I thought I would cover the whole series, all the way from season 1 to season 4. I'll break it down and tell you guys my thoughts and opinions on each individual season, their strong parts, the not great parts, the everything in between. But before we hop into the video, I would like to remind you guys that I do have 2 other channels. To be fair, I haven't posted on either of those in a minute, but there's a cooking channel for those of you who are interested in cooking stuff. It's Roastin' with Rosen, and a live stream channel. It's Giliowisp 2 or Giliowisp Live. I can't remember. And if you're interested in watching live stream type stuff, I do go live on Twitch every now and again. So check me out there if that is of your fancy. And if this is your first time seeing me or any of my content, be sure to subscribe if you like it. And leave your thoughts in the comments below what your opinions of The Boys is. Be sure to stay humble and not too aggressive in the comments, because I know this is a very politically heavy show. So on that note, I am not going to be touching on the political side of things. I'm mostly going to be focusing on the story itself and the like fundamentals of making the show good or bad. I'm not this is not a political channel. I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. This is to make me be able to express my opinions on movies and what I think they do well, and shows apparently, and for you guys to sit back and relax. This is not meant to be like a super heavy thing, and if you end up being a little too aggressive in the comments, I'll remind you this is a safe space. Chillness is only accepted. Unless you completely agree, like with the long legs. There was me and a couple of people in the comments were just kind of tearing into that movie a little bit. That's acceptable. That is perfectly fine. But just politics makes people really heated. And I know this this show is a very politically like heavy thing. So just keep that in mind. All right. So season 1 is really good. Honestly, it was a breath of fresh air. As somebody who kind of has been experiencing this thing known as like hero sickness. I'm just tired of superheroes at this point. I don't care about superhero movies anymore. I want to watch more cool. I don't really want to watch more superhero things. And that's the reason why until like a couple months ago, I didn't watch The Boys. I didn't care. I didn't care about the realistic superhero aspect. Did not care. I just was tired of superheroes. However, I'm really glad that I watched the show because it was really, really good. Especially that first season. So the first season starts... You know what? Here's a clip that PG explains how the first season starts. Now with that out of the way, it's basically the first season and the second season. I know I said I was going to break it up by season, but season 1 and 2, we're gonna smush them together because they're very intertwined and very interconnected, unlike the other 2 seasons. So the first 2 seasons is basically revenge flick. You have Butcher and the boys, and specifically Butcher and Huey, who are trying to get revenge for the loss of their loved ones, right? And you're introduced to the boys, which consists of Huey, Butcher, or Mother's Milk, and Frenchie. Now these 4 guys make it their living to kill superheroes, specifically because superheroes are awful. They're terrible, terrible people because they are literally, quite literally, just cash grabs by a company. And I think that's a really interesting take, because I thought it was just like evil superheroes. I wasn't expecting the whole like company aspect to the show, and I liked it. I really liked it. I really liked that aspect. I really liked how corrupt everything was, and like you could see all the fibers of corruption and all the like intertwinglings of twingliness, and it was really cool. The first and second season were really, really good. You get to see so much growth between the different characters and their motivations changing and or getting stronger. And the guy who plays Homelander does such a good job of making you actively hate somebody with like every fiber of your being. The only person that I can really think of that did almost the same amount of like equally good job is the lady who played Umbridge in the Harry Potter movies, because you just like a visceral hatred for that person, right? But the person in real life is super sweet, super kind, very good person. Their character and the way that they portray their character and their ability to portray their character in such a way, it just makes you like angry, right? I love that. The acting, God, the acting in this movie. I keep saying movie. The acting in the show is really, really phenomenal. You end up starting to feel really strongly for each individual character in The Boys, especially for Kimiko, who is introduced in season 1, but doesn't really become a big part until season 2. And even then, she doesn't even really become a big part in season 2. She's more of a season 3 and season 4 type of character. And I really like Kimiko's character. I really like Huey's character. And I love Butcher. Man, Butcher's sick. I love Butcher. He was great. Season 1 of The Boys, without spoiling anything, because I know this season 1 especially is come out like not too long ago, or like I don't remember when it came out. It came out a while ago, is what I was trying to say. Even though it came out a little while ago, I still hadn't seen it until this year, so I'm assuming some of you guys haven't. So this is not going to be a spoiler-heavy review, unlike most of my reviews. But season 1, I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. It got me hooked into the story. It got me fully invested in the drama and the aspects and everything there is about season 1. I was really invested in the story. And then season 2, because season 2 just basically builds on season 1. Man, it was really, really good. It introduced a whole new character who is worse than Homelander by a lot. By like a literal Nazi amount of a lot. And man, it was really interesting to see Homelander's character like struggle with, because Stormfront is the Nazi character. She is on Homelander's side, but Homelander's not he's a monster, but he's not a Nazi. So seeing him struggle with like combating his feelings for Stormfront and the fact that she's a fucking Nazi was really interesting and really entertaining, because like it brought a lot of parallels and made it really funny, because he's done some horrendously awful things, but even he was like, man, screw that Nazi stuff. That's not cool. And then season 3. We'll get into season 3 now. Season 3 does a really good job of starting and ending as a season, to the point where you could argue that season 3 could have just been the ending to the show. And I think that's something that, aside from season 1, season 2, season 3, and season 4, season 2 and season 3, they ended almost as if they could be the ending of the show. And to me, it felt like it was like they didn't know if they would have the budget to make the next season, so they wanted to give the people like enough of an opening to come back, but also an understanding that maybe it won't, right? Season 3 is probably my favorite season. I really enjoyed season 3. There's a lot of drama in it, specifically involving Butcher and Huey. And I have a fan theory as to how the superpowers work that I'm not sure if it has any backing to it, but I feel like the superpowers in the Boys show works by directly interacting with your personality. So Homelander, he's a sociopath. He is actually crazy. He is not a good person. He's a filthy narcissist. And so because he's so strongly a narcissist and so strongly that type of guy, his powers reflected that in making him the strongest, making him the best, right? And I think it also builds on your insecurities, because a narcissist, they're really insecure. They're extremely insecure. So in order to cope with that, he had superpowers, right? And I know the superpowers are like a drug and stuff. I know that, but I'm meaning what powers you get is what I'm trying to say. Not the fact that the powers themselves happen, but why they have specific powers. If you look at the specific people with their powers match their personality really, really, really well. Season 3 introduces a really funny character named Soldier Boy. Don't get me wrong, messed up, actual bad guy, real bad guy. But it's the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of a thing. He's not a good guy, but the boys need him to fight Homelander. It's a really interesting dynamic. It's really cool how they all interact. And I didn't give a score for season 2, did I? Well, I'll give a score for season 2 when I give the score for season 3. As far as season 3 goes, it was probably my favorite season of the 4 so far. I really enjoyed season 3. And so with that, season 2, I will give an 8 out of 10. And season 3, I will give a 9.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed season 3. I really enjoyed Maeve's arc and all of that. That was really cool. So much of season 3 was just beautiful character development, and I love beautiful character development. And so that's probably why it's my favorite so far. Now when it comes to season 4, maybe it's because I have watched it a lot more recently. I have a lot more to talk about when it comes to season 4. I didn't hate it. There were a lot of really good, really funny moments. Huey got his butt kicked for the entire season. The entire season he spent just not getting the wrong end of the deal, I should say. I'm all here for characters getting absolutely dogpiled. I mean, my favorite superhero of all time is Spider-Man. As you can tell, where is it? It's weird because there it is. I figured it out. That's Spider-Man, right? Favorite character of all time, right? Fuck. Jason Todd, another one, right? I love a character who gets their crap beat into them, and then they manage to overcome it and become stronger. But man, Huey just got the raw end of the deal for the entire season. And I felt so bad for his character. I really hope in season 5, which is the final season, he gets some comeuppance. He gets to be able to breathe, right? And Butcher's whole character arc also threw me for a loop, because I felt like a lot of the things that happened in season 4 took away in a very subtle way, but took away a lot of his character growth in season 3. And then it also built on it, which it was weird. It both broke down and built Butcher's character. It was bizarre. MM also just, Like, I understand why he was having panic attacks on a pretty regular basis. I would be too. I am not discrediting that, but I think it's probably, you know what? I'll boil it down to a point. Season 4 is the season where the boys get the shaft end of things more than normal. Like season 1, it didn't really feel like an ending. It was such an open end ending, unlike the other basically 3, because like even season 1 kind of felt like it was its own ending. I guess the best way to put it is it felt like an in-between season. I'm assuming and hoping and all that season 5 will be good and like put a nice bow on top of this chaotic pie. But I don't know. Season 4 did not really do it for me. The last episode was really good, and there were really good parts throughout it, but I think I'm gonna have to give season 4 probably like a 7 out of 10. I'd totally rewatch it, but I don't know if I would want to rewatch it more than like once. Whereas all the other, the 3 other seasons, I would watch over and over and over again. I really enjoyed all 3 of the other seasons. Oh, I hope I did good enough job staying away from the political side of stuff. I really enjoy The Boys, even if the last season was a little rougher than the other 3. I still really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below what you think, what you like. And as always, I do have those 2 other channels. Be sure to check them out. They'll be linked in the description below if you like them, or if you want to subscribe to them, or I don't know. I'm tired. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.